What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Activate Radio. And we are here to activate your mind while we entertain and educate. And this is episode 28. I got my homie Johnny Fosco on the other line, but actually on the other screen. What's up, John?
What's up from Chi-Town, CG?
Yeah, boy. Chilling, man. This is our third episode. We're in video. I think it's changing the game, John.
It's changing the game. It's killing the game. It's reinventing the game. And, bro, I got a goddamn palm tree behind me. That's how you know it's working.
I got to admit, you're up in your fucking set game. I mean,
you know what?
I gotta bring. All I do is throw up like a magazine cover in a thing from a caricature from a fair. I gotta bring my set game way up.
I tried.
It looks good, dude.
I tried.
It looks real good. I gotta admit, John, I was traveling a little bit today, and I was really excited to get back to do this. And the kind of influx of people that are coming to the podcast. The positivity that's happening, man. It's I get excited to do the show, dude.
Dude, honestly, all day long, it was like I woke up, started making notes about the podcast, like went to the gym, and then it was like, man, I want to go back home and work on the podcast. Like, It's like the highlight of my day, night, whatever. Like, we live this.
Yeah. No pun intended. All right, John, let's start in sports. We got a couple hot topics in sports to go over. First of all, let's start in your wheelhouse with the UFC. Talk about JDS, dude, Junior Dos Santos, and how he looked against Ben Rothwell.
You know, guys, I'll say there's always two camps when it comes to UFC fans, right? There is the I want to see a knockout right now, give me a knockout, and there is the understanding and the respect of the combat language, kind of like you say, the iron language.
The iron language.
So when you talk about the combat language and appreciation for mixed martial arts and actually combat, what Junior Dos Santos did to Ben Rothwell, it was a masterpiece in witnessing for all young fighters or fans who enjoy strategy, right? Mm-hmm. Because Ben Rothwell is a very, very dangerous, big, long guy, and he takes you out when he gets you in range and you have the cage behind you. And there was not 1 second in that fight where JDS was not circling on his bike, I call it, on his bike, just circling. For those of you who don't know combat, when you circle, no one's backing you up, right?
Yeah.
Worst thing you can do in a fight, guys, if you're in the street or whatever, the worst thing you could do is take a step backwards because someone could come right down the pipe. When you circle away, you create angles, and JDS was creating angles. The whole fight was a masterpiece, Cory, and he destroyed Ben Rothwell.
That's not really his, like, I agree, he must have really truly game planned it because that's not really his style at all. So it shows that he was ready to perform. Ben was on a pretty epic streak too, really.
Well, Junior brought in very smart thing. He came from Brazil, which is the first time, came to the States to train. And he brought in, if you remember, I believe he fought Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, Michael Moore. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He brought Michael Moore in, and Michael Moore said, listen, this guy hits like a cannon, but I'm going to teach him the fundamentals.
Wow.
And you could tell that it made a big difference.
I'm pretty impressed by that. That's some forward thinking by his coaches to bring in. I even forgot about that guy completely, but I remember him fighting Tyson and all those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this, dude. Mixed martial arts, boxing, and striking, is so far away from the technical precision of boxing.
Yeah.
That there's so much to learn, and when you compare the two, there's no comparison. So there is a lot we can learn in the mixed martial arts community from really good boxers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Holly Holm, she kind of obviously displayed that for at least one fight.
She displayed that, and then she displayed how mixed martial arts is able to fight. And you may be able to do this, and you can't fight on the ground. What you got? You're
screwed, yeah. So next we got, as I drink out of my Master's beer cup, just want to flex that real quick. let's talk about Jordan Spieth, the returning winner from last year that I witnessed most of.
Beer?
Yeah, there you go. A little Corona. Is that a Corona, Johnny?
I can't say what it is. Actually, it's Miller 64 for those of you who watch their figure.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So Jordan basically I was driving home from my grandparents' house, but he triple bogeyed. He came from 7 under to lose the tournament basically in the last round. What the hell happened? That guy, they never dropped the ball like that before.
You know what? The kid's 22. He's accomplished amazing things.
Oh,
already.
yeah.
He's clearly has his head on straight. Now, I think it was an example of somebody truly having a bad day.
Yeah.
I don't think people should read too far into it. I think the bigger story is what he's been able to accomplish, and our expectation levels get so high. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy's human. He did very well. He placed in the top 5.
He's had a bad day.
Yeah, he had a bad day.
Well, I'll tell you, I had one experience with Jordan Spieth randomly. I was at Muirfield, which is in Columbus, which is where Jack Nicklaus lives. Beautiful, unbelievable course. And so we were getting a tour from one of the PGA guys I had connected with that was a huge kind of fan of my workouts and this and that, whatever. And I was in the players' locker room with my son and his friend.
The hype is real. The
hype is real. Hype is real, always. They're everywhere. People follow these plans everywhere. But anyway, so what was cool, Jordan walked in randomly, and it was just me, my son, this guy, and my son's buddy. He came right over to the kids, man, and was like, hey, guys, are you enjoying the tournament? How you doing? Like, they didn't even know who he was because my son, we were there to watch Tiger, or whatever, and he doesn't watch golf that much. But Jordan, had just won a different major championship. I forget what it was.
Jordan might be the same age as your son.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, could be. I might have a son that age. So it was, but I'll tell you what though, he did not have to walk over and say that. I wasn't on the same side of the room as him. No clue, who the hell I was by far. He just did it because he saw 2 young kids that were there, and I believe Under Armour getting him at that point in time was so epic for their brand that them young kids now are looking up to a guy like Jordan that brought that to golf. I don't know. He's good all the way around, so I wouldn't read into this too much either. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I would agree.
So he'll be fine. All right. Last flex of the Masters Cup. Just want to say. First of all, if you listen to me, if you like golf at all and you ever get a chance to go to the Masters, I explained it to my grandfather today as if you're a golfer, it's probably like the equivalent of heaven. Like you walk in and it almost is so awesome. It looks fake. And so I would recommend it.
Green.
It's unbelievable. So yeah. We got it. Me and you got to go, John, for sure. Okay.
Let's do it.
Next, we got the Donald Trump Minute, aka #Trump Minute. Now, normally we talk all about his crazy shenanigans and all the stuff he's in the news for lately, but we're going to kind of dial it back a little bit. And John, let's talk about him moving over from being a business mogul to really like an entertainer. And that's really why we know Donald. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at somebody who you can say this about, if I have him on my show or if he's on TV, I will get probably a 1,000% jump in ratings, right? I don't think you can say that about any individual in this world, especially on a consistent basis, right? No. Meaning the guy goes on Meet the Press every Sunday and they're seeing these spikes every time he's on. He's basically gone from, okay, he was well known for being a tycoon of Manhattan, building up Manhattan from a development standpoint, to now he is an entertainment must-see at all times. And then the question becomes why and then how.
Yep.
And I think if you look at the origin, what The Apprentice did for him is, number one, it truly exposed his personality.
Yep.
And he's a guy who, like they say, love me or hate me, baby, as long as you got an opinion. And I think that really went a long way. And since The Apprentice, the rest has been history. His brand, his name, he's been a ratings monster at all times. I mean, you're familiar with this stuff. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I agree. I think that I first knew about Donald from reading his books, but when I saw him on The Apprentice, and also, even though it's staged or whatever, there was some real life situations in the early Apprentices, not the celebrity one or whatever, where, people were faced against some real business stuff and he hit them hard. And I think that was good for me as a young business person to see like how stern he was and how he conducted business. I know he conducted business a completely, probably even more hardcore than off camera. And I actually was like this close to meeting him, John, when I was at his course. So when I was there with Tiger, doing some video at Trump National in Florida last year, they were like, if Donald knows Tiger's here and he's within 100 miles in the chopper, he'll land this bitch right on the course and come right over. Dude, yep. I was like, yes, Fosco.
Bro.
Like, please.
I got to fucking...
It's a wrap.
He had the Cadillac Invitational last year at the Blue Monster Doral, which is now Trump National. Mm-hmm. And, dude, we're sitting there. We're chilling in, like, this Grey Goose event tent. And sure as shit, a chopper in the middle of a golf tournament comes down in the middle of, like, the rough and lands. And it's Donald. And he comes, like, that's how he makes an entrance.
Boss.
And beyond boss, like, there is a thought process to that. That's consummate branding. He's constantly branding himself as that guy. And that's why people are enamored with him.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I am enamored from a business standpoint. I'm still on the fence as a actual politician. But, like, from the business standpoint, like, I was thinking to myself, if Donald Trump rolls in the chopper and I have a picture opportunity with me, Tiger, and Donald, it'd have been a wrap, John.
It's all over. You could be telling people, actually, it was my company and Donald and Tiger, they called a meeting with me. I mean,
yeah. It'll went viral.
Yeah.
So, I've been spending a lot of time in the gym, John, so I know that maybe you might have some questions.
What's new? Cory's spending a lot of time in the gym.
Thought maybe you might have some questions for me.
The motherfucker who hits me up at 4:30 in the morning with text messages when I'm sleeping. I'm like, bro, I went to bed an hour ago. What's the matter with you? Dude, what's going on in the gym? You're lunatic.
So it's not really what's necessarily going on inside the gym, but what's been going on outside, which is the lunges, man. I've picked them up another notch. I've done up to a mile of walking lunges 4 days in a row, which was kind of crazy. But I try to stay consistent around 400 meters a day when I'm doing powerlifting type stuff, 800 meters, not per day, but 5 days a week when I'm trying to get cut for some stuff. And right now I'm training for to do an Olympic lifting meet on a Friday, a bodybuilding show on Saturday, and a powerlifting meet on Sunday. And so right now I'm doing either 600 to 800 meters with a weighted vest or about 800 meters for time. And so I've been going up my hill in my cul-de-sac I live in. I've been at the track doing them. I was at the track.
I got to stop you for 1 minute, Cory, and ask you a question. I know, obviously, you are a married man, and this clearly was platonic. But saw a female in one of your lunging around the track videos, and I think she may have liked one of my Instagram posts. So I looked at her, and she looked all right. I hope she's not one of your homies' girlfriends or anything. Who is she?
She's not one of my homies' girlfriends, but I'm glad you asked that. That is Nettie G, who is actually the girl that works on the old school gym clothing with us.
You know what? Me and Nettie G are going to have a conversation.
She's pretty awesome, by the way. That's a good example. So
I'm not going to argue with that comment.
She is awesome. She came over and was like, hey, I want to jump in. And I was like, cool, dope. We worked together on the squat life stuff and all that. And she made it one lap. She's like, well, how many are we doing? I'm like, well, we're doing 2. And she hung pretty good on the first one. Okay. She's about 100 meters behind on the second one. And she says to me, it was cold when we started. It's so crazy. Like, it was like 28 degrees and you don't even want to talk. You just want to start lunging. Honestly, by the time you're done with 2 laps, I'm completely soaked, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like it raises your metabolic rate like internally to another level. It's different than running. It's different than CrossFit. I don't know. I can't really explain it. I probably need to get one of these super science cats I deal with to really break it down. But
So
it's somewhere between cardio and lifting weights. But it's serious, bro. And it raises your metabolism. Every dude that comes to me on my website that's like, my fat loss stopped. I'm like, are you lunging? They'll be like, no. I'm like, start lunging. Or, man, I halted. Are you lunging 800? No, I'm lunging like 300. Boom, 800. Every time it works, dude. It's unbelievable.
she was 100 meters behind you.
Yeah, she made 100. She made it 100 meters.
So clearly, she probably needs a partner, right?
Yes.
If I come out to Ohio, we'll do some lunges. You can go ahead of everybody, and I'll finish with Natty G.
Yeah, we need to. Sounds like we need to introduce you to Johnny.
It's good, man. I got Natty. And Natty, it's good. Natty, I'm speaking to you. Come on, it's good.
I love it. I didn't see it going that way, so I'm really enjoying this now.
Hey, man, a lot of things go that way. God bless America.
So I'll finish the fitness tip with, listen, if your fat loss has halted, if your lower back hurts, because a lot of people have lower back problems, they think their back's weak, but usually it's their glutes and their hamstrings. If you just are a little bit tight and you just want to get a little bit looser in your hips for any type of sports, if you want to just have more durability in your lower body, you want to raise your metabolism, raise your testosterone, just get that body moving, go outside and lunge for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes without stopping and tell me what you think. It's a game changer. So
I'll try it.
Try it, Johnny. Hey, I know you've been getting some impactful stuff in your inbox, bro. Why don't you, I think this is something we need to keep touching on because we're helping a lot of people with the addiction subject, man. So I want to hear what's in your wheelhouse on that right now, Bo. Let's go.
So it's interesting because last show we kind of structurally hit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got more feedback than I ever got, and now I kind of have to pick and choose my spots on what to address because there are a lot of questions. And
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. It's probably the hardest question to address when dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from, again, a gentleman, I'll keep nameless. He said, I have a brother who's been an addict for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has been incarcerated for short periods of time. He's stolen from the family. We all love him.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's always there for him. His mom goes broke, kind of giving him money, right? Like, we don't want him to be living under a bridge, but we cannot sustain supporting him.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do? And that is the hardest question to deal with. But the tough part about it is there's a clear answer.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult answer.
You can't enable them anymore, right, Johnny? Is that the answer?
You're exactly right. You have to, and it's so scary for a parent, but you have to cut them off.
Yeah.
Right? So the parent's worry is this. If I don't allow them in the home, right, because you should not allow your child in your home if your child's bringing drugs in the house, people who are using, right? But then the parent is always concerned, well, if I don't let him in the home, I don't want to be getting a phone call from the police that he's dead, right?
Yeah.
The problem is as you enable him and allow him in the home, you are increasing the percentages that he does overdose. What is very interesting is when you fully cut off the individual and let them know, I love you. I will do anything for you. I'll go in debt if you will go to rehab. I'll go in debt to send you to rehab. But what I will not do is continue to support this process. I'm not saying it works every time because with addiction, very few things work often at all. But this is something that you have to try before you go to last-ditch efforts.
Yeah.
And all those people who are getting their wallet, stretched, their savings stretched, going into debt, and being abused essentially by, addicts in the family that they love, you got to put your foot down. You have to put your foot down because there's a chance that they say, I can't live like this. I'm not going to live under a bridge.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. Okay, I'm going to come home. I'm going to try to live by the rules. The rules at home are you are going to rehab. Those are the rules. So, guys, I know it's a hard thing. It's a hard topic, but that would be my answer to the gentleman's question.
You have to set the boundary and you have to stick to it no matter how. I mean, I couldn't imagine being.
Cory, imagine if it's your son.
Yeah, it would be really hard. But I know the right answer because I watched that show a bunch of times. The
Intervention?
Yes. Dude,
Great.
You know what? Rachel always says this to me because I've been around alcoholics to a level which I was mind blown, but never around a hardcore narcotics or heroin or something like that. And I watched that show. I've probably seen 50 episodes of it. I get the same mind blown feeling every time, dude. Like she always goes, you're just as mind blown last time you. I mean, it's still just. I just couldn't imagine going through it, man. I feel for those people, the people that are experiencing it, the family members that are trapped around it because they don't. I mean, I'll tell you what, Johnny, it's got to be one of the more difficult things, and I pray to God I don't have to deal with that because it would be really, really hard. So I feel for you guys out there that are dealing with this, and you have to put up the boundaries. That's the only way these people get better.
It's the only way, man. And it's like medicine, right? We don't want to give these people metaphorical medicine. What we're trying to do here is provide metaphorical preventative medicine so you can identify these things before they happen, before your son, not yours, but anyone's son who's 12 years old gets addicted. Like, we got to do these things to prevent it, and we got to fight it. Like last week, our message was get tougher.
Yeah.
Take Advil. That's it.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's great that we keep touching on these things, Johnny. And it's like, I know you're starting to impact more and more people each week, man. So kudos to you on that, just to bring awareness. Pretty awesome. So we're going to take it a little bit lighter, man. I had a cool experience today that I was sharing with John on the way back. I went to my grandma's. It was her 89th birthday. And so I got up today. And my oldest son had a doubleheader. It was cold as hell here in Ohio. My other two younger kids, they're going to be trapped in the car anyway. And I said, you know what? Let's just jump in the car, go 2 hours. And John knows I've been trying to work on this, just trying to get more family stuff going on. And I was like, went down there and we hung out. And I always bring my camera with me now because we're doing so much footage for Activate Media and obviously some for Cory G Fitness. And I was like, you know what? My grandpa's got some just killer stories from World War II and, just things he's been through in his life. And I was like, I just kind of talked to him a little bit. He turns 90 in October. And I was like, hey, Papa, like, you think it's cool if I interview you today? And he was like, who, me? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you got some cool stories. I want to, get it out. And so I interviewed him for 25 minutes and I was sharing this with John. I was talking to Dustin too. I was like, I might have been as nervous to interview my grandpa as I was Tiger Woods.
Oh, that's crazy.
Honestly. And
how come? Why?
Because I think he's so important to me that I know one day I'm going to be really happy I did this.
Gotcha.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that Andon, who's 5, will watch when he's, 15 and Papa's long gone, like, and understand. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I just knew that I'm going to be so happy that I was a little uncomfortable asking him because he doesn't really understand technology. He's 90.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't even know how I make money anymore. Like, he doesn't get it. So I will say that a guy that's born in 1926 that can still articulate what he's been through from post-Great Depression as a kid to a flat screen TV on the wall now. It's pretty cool. So I'll release the video here soon, and I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but it's going to be on Activate Life, which is going to be a segment we're going to do. But it's going to be pretty cool. I walked in the house with my camera and I said, well, I interviewed Arnold Schwarzenegger, I interviewed Tiger Woods, and today I'm interviewing Frank Boone. And he just started laughing.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. But let's see. What else? Oh, we want to talk about activators, Johnny. What's going on with the activators?
The activators are pushing over 100. just so you guys know.
What's the definition of an activator first?
An activator is somebody who loves what we're doing.
Yep.
And is a big supporter of the show and simply wants to get more involved in their community and in helping people, right? Because that's our ultimate message.
Yep.
So an activator is someone who comes to us and says, hey, I want to be an activator. Well, an activator is someone who takes their community, focuses on it with our support through social media, through advertising, through our marketing expertise.
Yep.
We assist them, okay, in putting on events in their community for no other reason than to help people. And it's in the Activate name. And the beautiful thing is that we have the ability to help. We have the ability to promote. We have the ability to bring awareness to what they're doing. And they simply carry it out in their area. So we're pushing 100 plus, and we encourage every single person who wants to be involved and just can't get enough of helping people like us, man. Like, email us. It's very simple. ACTIV, the number 8, R, activator at activatemedia.com to get more involved and basically to take over your community in the name of Activate. And we will support you every step of the way. Join us, please. We want you guys. Join us.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Activator program's been great. I really believe since we've started it, it's helped get so much more awareness to the program, which is affecting more people. And so it's a super cool thing to be involved in. And it's going to push you a little bit, because you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get in front of people. You're going to speak a little bit. So this is like, if you're trying to just up your game, you want to do more things like John and I do, this is a good little plan for you guys. I think it's good. So
yeah, and we act as mentors.
Yeah.
We get on the phone with you, man. We talk to you. We're just like you. We're regular people. So we're going to do this thing together. So join the activators. We're going to support you, and we're going to do great things in every community. And in a year's time, I guarantee you this, we will be on every continent, period.
Yeah. Oh, no question. No question. All right. I got a good one for you, Johnny. Would you rather, one of my favorite parts of the show. Would you rather be, I'm taking it to you from the bands, because I know you're a band guy, Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones or Robert Plant from Zeppelin? Ooh, that's a hard one.
Okay, let's first say that those are two legends of rock and roll music. Okay?
No question.
Those two bands are timeless. They will be timeless, just like the Romans and the Greeks, right?
Yeah.
Those bands will be around for thousands of years. But I only know how to answer that question in one way, Cory.
Mm-hmm.
I only know how to answer it in one way. I only know how to answer it in one way. Okay? Hang on. I'm thinking. What? What is that?
There's sounds.
That's Zeppelin. That's Led Zeppelin. Oh, sorry.
There's just sounds that Zeppelin made, and I don't know if it was Jimmy Page or what. Those guys just were so different than everybody else, man.
Jimmy Page on the double guitar is arguably up there with Jimi Hendrix as the best guitar ever. John Bonham beat those drums harder than anybody. Robert Plant was a great lead man. And you know what, Cory? Let's have one more moment of silence for this.
There's going to be some young cats out there like, man, I got to check out this Zeppelin stuff.
Exactly, man. They essentially fused blues and rock and made it hard.
Yeah.
So I would rather be Robert Plant because I jam to that shit every damn day, and I will for the rest of my life. They are a band that has multiple albums, and you do not skip a song.
Yeah,
Every
agreed.
single one of their songs
Yeah.
is fire.
You know that I pretty much only listen to rap music, but I would say that Led Zeppelin by far is my favorite true rock band. I was never a Rolling Stones guy. Robert Plant, I watched a documentary on those guys. They were just straight bosses.
Oh, they were rock stars.
They were real rock stars, super just off the hook. I owned a red and yellow tie-dyed Led Zeppelin t-shirt with what was that big balloon thing that was on one of the albums?
That's a Zeppelin.
That's a Zeppelin, right? Duh, Cory. Anyway, so I owned one of those in high school and rocked it like crazy. I still listened to Biggie and Pac too, but still had a Zeppelin shirt. I mean, it was one of those things that I think Dire Maker might be one of my favorite songs. Actually.
Dire Maker's epic. Okay, before we move on, This is very important to me because this is a historic event that's taking place, I believe, in July in Soldier Field. This band has not played together since 1993. I'm pretty sure you and everyone else has heard of them. I'm going to give them a moment of silence. And Cory, me and you are going to the concert. Ready?
Okay.
This is the concert we're going to. They have not played in 23 years.
Oh, Guns N' Roses? John, if you're watching video. I love it. They just started going on tour again, didn't they?
They announced it, and they're going to play at Soldier Field. Axl Rose is like the ultimate introvert. A lot of people think Guns N' Roses would have been the biggest band of all time ever if they would not have broken up. I actually agree with that, and they are going on tour. They're starting, I want to say in June. They're coming to Soldier Field, I believe, in July. We're going.
I would love to go. I think
we're going, brother.
I will cut the sleeves off a Guns N' Roses shirt. I'm in.
Paradise, Cory, Paradise City.
I'll tell you, John. I got to go to multiple Cubs games with you and Guida. Like that's on my list. Hardcore. I'd love to see a Bears game. Love to see a Bears game. I want to experience Chicago more now that I have a reason to be there more often. I think I told you I saw the perfect game at the White Sox before, didn't I?
Okay, so just to give you a little Chicago history, the White Sox are truly garbage. Okay?
Yeah, I figure if you're a Cubs fan,
White Sox are garbage. Their park is garbage. The south side of Chicago, not going to call it garbage. Just going to say it's very industrial. The north side, other, it's heaven. Okay, Wrigley is beautiful.
Wrigley is beautiful. So I actually saw the Mark Burley perfect game. I was there. It was like 2008, I believe. It's one of only, I think there's how many perfect games like ever? Maybe 30? Some small number.
Yeah, I think there's under 50.
Or 100, yeah. Well, 30, 50, 100. But I know it was a small amount, but it was pretty cool. That's one of my best Chicago kind of moments to date. But we're going to have some other good ones here soon. I can feel it. Especially Guns N' Roses. Shit.
Oh!
It's going to be awesome. All right. Let's take the questions, John. You got some questions on IG? Got one of your 9 phones there?
Yeah, we got, I have 78 phones. I have 4,000 computers. And we are going to do what we love to do, and that is take our followers' questions. Yep. So we're going to start, Cory, with a gentleman named John Tyler _fitness.
Okay.
From a personal aspect, how have these podcasts changed you two? Okay. Are you learning more about yourselves as you go?
I've learned more about myself since I left Muscle Farm because the content that I'm creating is not just purely about fitness anymore. And so I think I've learned a lot about myself on the shows that we're creating on our new YouTube channel, doing this podcast on a regular basis. I have to pay attention to more events that are going on in general because I'm bringing news as we entertain and educate. So it has changed me a lot. I have to be a little bit more current. And as John will tell you, if you know me, I care about three major things. I care about my family. I care about training and business, or business training. Family's always first. The other two intermixed about even, but it's like I'm pretty much like my own hermit. And I think that's why I'm kind of a maniac in the gym. And so I like things like this because they push me to pay attention. John keeps me up to date on the politics. And so I believe it's changed myself a lot. I really enjoy doing this with John because I got to do a lot of media stuff previous. Not exactly like this, but I had a lot of interaction with the customers and with the fans and with the familia. It's new to some degree for John, and I'm really enjoying as people are starting to get to know you, buddy, and the way that they're, coming at you and with the questions with addiction, seeing your fire from a business standpoint. So I'd kind of flip it and say that I'm having a blast and it's pushed me a lot, but I'm really enjoying like you being out more because I've known you forever. And so it's like, it's pretty fun overall.
Yeah.
So it's changed me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is this. I've always had an outlook that putting any kind of spotlight on myself was self-indulgent and negative. And what I've kind of been forced into or forced out of is my comfort zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to build a media company, I need to start talking to the public, right?
Yep.
I always thought, okay, we should make our clients get all the shine and they should talk to the public. We're behind the curtain. Well, now the game has changed. The economy has changed. The way business works changed. So I've grown an enormous amount because listen, guys, if you were to meet me, okay, and it wasn't under Activate circumstances, you ain't going to hear a peep out of my mouth. I don't talk.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't talk. You would never guess I'm the same person. So it's forced me out of my shell and it's forced me to interact with people. And it's been a blessing because what I've gotten back from you guys, it's amazing.
There's no dollar figure that you can put on it, Johnny. We talked about this multiple times, like the letters I get or the emails or the things you're getting on the direct message, like it's life-changing for us too. So I would say like the feedback, the change, and I really noticed it a lot with the book, and it just like, it drives you. Like I wrote something actually, shoot, I turned my phone off. I'll have to bring it back on before the end. There's a quote that I sent to the grill doctor today, actually, that I made up about Mondays, and I'll finish with it. I'll bring it back up. But it's, I think that I thrive off what people are getting from this, man. That changes your life. Impact is real, man. Impact is huge, and impact is what keeps us moving. So it's been a huge impact on both of us, I can say, for different reasons. What's the next question?
Thank you, John Tyler.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Our next question is from Stephen Heisey. Cory, what are the 5 things a person can do every day to build amazing confidence? I'm going to count them out. Ready? 1.
Number 1, wake your ass up.
2.
Way earlier than everybody else. 2, train. 3, personal development.
4,
talk to your family and make sure they feel good before they leave the house.
5,
live a life of passion and purpose.
I love it. I agree.
Coming back to you. Ready? 1.
Know yourself.
2.
I forgot the question.
That's all right. You was good for number 1.
What can you do to build confidence? Okay, 1, know yourself.
2,
understand that there is a connection between how you treat people and how you are treated.
Nice. 3,
build is strong of a body as you want in your mind.
Nice. Quattro.
Strive for goals that at first instinct you think are unattainable.
Nice. Round it out with 5.
Believe
Have faith.
that you have a purpose and you belong to be where you are and where you want to go.
Very good, John. Very good. We got one more question. Who was that question from again?
Stephen Heisey.
Stephen Heisey. Good work. Who we got left?
Stephen Heisey in the house. We're going to Lex Vet 2411. This is the last one, guys. Have you guys ever considered having a small audience during your podcast? They think it might help separate us and help spread the gospel. As always, thanks for the inspiration. Cory, do you think, or should we consider having a small audience during our podcast?
We've already considered it. Consider it done. It's going to happen, whether it's in Columbus or Chicago or somewhere else. We will do it live, especially when when the weather gets a little nicer. We'll be able to definitely pick a place in a park, pick a place somewhere that's public. Come out, check us out, interact. Yeah, it's happening. It'll be happening actually really soon, I believe, for sure. And I love it. I think that would be game changer.
Absolutely. So LexVet 2411. Number one, we have definitely thought about it. We agree with you. It's in the process. And you will be notified when we dial it in, baby.
Absolutely. John, let's talk let's talk some security stuff. There's a lot. Obviously, you see these LifeLock things on TV about helping with the elderly. You see people talking about hacking into these big networks. Like, let's
come real, Cory. Let's just say what really happened.
So, John, let's talk about what do you do just to take control of your personal devices to ensure that you're not fucking hacked?
Okay, guys, I learned firsthand because I was hacked on all devices from PCs to Macs to phones to PlayStations. Basically, my network was the pathway, and everything got hacked, and it was for informational purposes. And I learned a lot about how to secure your digital devices and also how at risk we all are, even if we secure it. So first things first, guys. A hacker, okay, and you may think, why does someone want to hack me? Well, do you have a social security number? Do you have a credit card? Do you have a name? Yeah, people want to hack you. People sell that on what they call the dark internet. The dark internet is where 90% of its traffic takes place.
Gotcha.
What that is chat rooms where people buy and sell credit card numbers that hackers take from you and me. Okay? So what can we do? This is what we can do. Our home network has to be secure. How do I secure it? First thing, change your password as often as humanly possible. If someone gets in through your network and that's their pathway, you need to change that password that blocks them. Okay? And that goes into your iPhone, right? You have a passcode. Change that passcode as often as possible. I know this is a huge pain in the ass, but I'm telling you firsthand how real this is. When someone hacks into your stuff, I've seen pictures of myself taken on my own phone. I've seen documents downloaded to external hard drives from my Macs. Guys, this is real, and it's only going to get realer as the digital world grows. So honestly, without going to cybersecurity companies, the only thing we can really do is constantly be changing our passwords. And let's say you have a Verizon account, right? When you call Verizon, ask for an added level of security. Ask them to ask you a private question, like someone were to take you ransom. Ask me the name of my second dog, and then ask me my account number.
I gotcha.
Like, add levels of security. I know it's a pain in the ass, guys, but here's what you do, right? You put something on your refrigerator. You list all your passwords. And I'm sorry, but you got to keep changing them. So this is something that's real. It's going to hit somebody you know if it already has it. And trust me, if they hit your bank account, man, it's ugly. You'll get that money back because it's FDIC insured, but it takes a long time. So let's protect ourselves, family.
Very good.
Protect ourselves, familia.
Speaking of protecting ourselves, a tragedy happened yesterday with the New Orleans Saints, former Ohio State Buckeye, Will Smith. And I was hit pretty hard on this because I have some friends that were on that team. I didn't know Will personally, but Maurice Claret, who's been on our show, is a really good friend of mine. He won the national title with Will. And, Will's 34 years old. He's with his wife. They're coming home from dinner. Some guy rear ends his car. I think he gets out. He has some words with him, which most of us probably would do. The guy shoots him 4 times, shoots his wife twice. His wife makes it. Will dies on the scene. He's just coming home from dinner, John. He's 34 years old. He's a Pro Bowler. He's got 4 kids. It was really just fucking sad, to be honest. And it's like, and I'm guilty of this. Guys are flying on my road just a couple days ago, and I've got my arms like, what, motherfucker? What are you doing? Like, you can't react like that, though. We don't live in that world anymore. It's not 1960.
Right, and that's why I'm shaking my head, because I was a troubled youth with a temper problem, and I had to learn the hard way how reacting in life, not half the time, not 90% of the time, but 100% of the time, you lose.
Yeah.
If Will would have stayed in his car,
he might be still alive.
Driving, Will would be alive today. Will would have a relationship with his children and his wife, and not to take anything away from Will.
Yeah.
But things like this are teachable moments, man.
Yeah.
It's like all of us guys, listen, we're alphas, right? We're men. We're go-getters. We're the ones that really need to be self-aware. Because like you said, someone does something to you. Hey, someone does something to me. Hey, motherfucker, that is the dumbest thing we can do, because in the event that person is mentally unstable,
yes,
we may have a slug in our head.
Yeah, that quick. That's exactly what happened to Will.
And how stupid are we for inciting that? I'm not saying it's our fault, but guys, especially you younger cat, dude, if you're in college, dude, I used to get in fights all the time, and I think to myself, I should have been killed 20 times over. It's like, dude, if you're protecting yourself, fine.
That's different, yeah.
Outside of that, it takes a man. It
to
takes
walk
a
away.
man, and it takes strength, and it takes courage to walk away. It don't take courage. It don't take strength. You're not a man if you attack somebody. That's not a man. That's not a man.
Why does it go? It goes against everything internally, right? As your man card to like, dude, talk shit to you, and not to punch him in the face. It's
ego,
Is that what it is, John? It's
so what
hard.
We all fight with every day.
Yeah.
The human ego is why when someone is telling you a story, me a story, everyone a story, we're actually not listening. What we're doing is thinking about a story that relates to that, and then we're ready to share it, right?
Yeah.
That's as men, we have the strongest egos.
Yeah.
So guess what I want to prove? Just like you, I want to prove I can knock that dude the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
I want to make an example of him.
Yeah.
Where's that going to get me?
Maybe shot, basically, which is
maybe sued.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll lose everything I worked for.
Yeah. Yeah. Some guys do that and kill a guy with one punch. It's happened all the time.
Yeah, they fall, they hit their head on the concrete.
So fucking crazy. Well, I think, John, this has been a sick show, bro. Now that, honestly, we've got a little bit more structure to it. It's flowing. I'm loving it. I want to go ahead and do a parting shot right now, and then I'll let you wrap it up. So this is what I sent to the grill doctor, our homie, today. He says, hey, Cory, send me he's actually lost 30 some pounds. He's killing it. Hey, you got any quotes for me or any fire for me for Monday? So that's what I wrote. I said, I start Monday on fire because I know I control my own destiny. I start Monday on fire because I know I control my body and my own self-confidence. I start Monday on fire because I do what I love every damn day, and it's making a better life for my family. And I start Monday on fire because, motherfucker, I'm building a legacy. So there you go, Johnny. Wake your ass up!
Listen. I think that's you, right? I know you, and that I think that is you. And as I find myself communicating publicly, like you have been for so long, wake your ass up, right? That's your thing, and that makes sense, right? And as I'm talking, and as I'm listening to myself, and as I'm making content, and as I'm trying to follow leads of people who have been there before me and done it successfully, I find myself grabbing onto things that come out of me naturally.
Absolutely.
And what comes out of me naturally is two things, right? It's basically a fire that I've talked about many times as a blessing and a curse, but I'm learning to make it more of a blessing, and I'm going to debut my slogan.
Oh, shit!
I'm going to debut my slogan, motherfucker.
All right.
And that is...
Uh-oh.
Cory, ask me what we're here to do.
John, what are we here to do? John, what are we here to do?
Hustle every damn day.
This is true.
Every damn day. Every damn day. There's not a day off. There's not a Sunday. There's not a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's every
day.
Damn day.
Hashtag.
That's it.
Hashtag Fosco every damn day.
It. See, it's running in my blood. It doesn't come through my head. It's me. It's every damn day. There's no you ain't gonna call me, hey, Cory, I'm that great America. No, it's every damn day.
I love it, John. Hey, you were getting across the hashtag. I was getting ready to do one of these, but then you were still talking, so I had to pump fake it like I wasn't doing it. So I was
stop you one more time. Every damn day.
I love it. So if you're listening to us on iTunes, you need to give us a 5-star rating. Hold on. 5-star rating, positive comment, and we wanted you to send a text message, well, you could tag people on social media too, but I want a text message.
How often?
Oh, every day this week.
Every damn day.
Every damn day. I want you to send a text message to some of your homies. Tell them about Activate Media, Activate Radio. Let them know they need to start listening to what we got going on, because we're entertaining, we're educating, we're making it happen. This was episode 28. John, you got anything else?
Cory, what do we do? How often do we work?
Every damn day.
How often are we pumped to wake up in the morning?
Wake your ass up every damn day.
How often do we succeed?
Every damn day. I love it.
How often are we going to grow our business?
Every damn day.
When are we going to be back on our podcast?
We'll see you on Friday. We are